and welcome back to a new video. Today is going to be the Q&A video that I promised a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. And I'd like to start this video off by showing you guys this t-shirt. You can see, this is pumpkin. And this mug, also pumpkin. So I've got two colors of t-shirts here. And I'm going to be hosting my 1 year on YouTube giveaway in this video. So the giveaway is this mug and one of these t-shirts. So if you want to learn more about that, stick around to the end of the video and I'll tell you guys all about it. So to kick off this Q&A, I'm going to say that today is the 24th of February. It's minus 19 degrees Celsius outside, so it's still relatively cold, but not the coldest we've had. This is about normal for temperature here in Saskatchewan. So I mentioned that it's the 24th of February today. That is my Oma's birthday. So I'm going to be answering one of the more frequently asked questions, and that is, do you speak Dutch? So, hallo Oma, gefeliciteerd met uw verjaardag en ik hoop dat het een hele leuke dag was. En dat u nog kon genieten van een stukje taart met een lekker bakje thee. So I hope that is most convincing about do I speak Dutch. I don't exactly have the grammar, but I can read and speak it. I can't write it because I'm not as well versed on the Dutch alphabet and pronunciations of the letters as I am with the English language. But I can speak it fairly well. Not, you know, very, if it's very complicated, then I'm not going to be able to speak it, but I can do basic Dutch, so, and relatively good grammar with speaking, but not always the best, so. I have a Q&A set up here in a couple of different categories with my handy dandy list here. So to start off with, I'm going to have questions about cows, and then questions about calves, and then the other animals on the farm, and then some more personal questions. Looking for a place to sit here in the barn, and Sailor Moon is this one. She's been following me around a bit. It's always interesting when they come and follow you because you're not quite sure what they're doing. There she comes again. So that answers one of the questions I was asked, and that was, can you walk around in between them? And the answer is, yeah, I'm not too worried about getting kicked. Most of these gals are pretty chill, if not tame, so. And it really works to work with their natural sense of curiosity because cows are very curious. So she's a bit funny. She'll come up to you and you'll reach out to touch her and she'll shake her head. She'll give you a couple, oh, she's gonna try and chew in my hand. But she'll usually throw her head around, so you do have to be careful about that. Yeah. So, long answer short, yes, you can walk in between all the cows. You do have to be careful when you're walking behind them because cows can always kick. Doesn't matter how tame they are, there's always that little bit of risk. So I'm sitting here on Cheetah. She looks a little traumatized, but I promise I'm not that fat. So I'm gonna answer some of your questions that are more cow themed here. This is actually really nice. It's like minus 19 Celsius outside, so it's kind of warm to sit on a cow. Are you able to keep one as a pet and not let it be sold? My favorite calf on the farm, Pumpkin, she's not going to be going anywhere. She's going to stay. She's kind of like the mascot of the channel. She's adjusting herself there. And another question, do you take them for walks or take them out to play? Not right now because it is kind of too cold, so taking any calves or cows outside the barn, if they're not already outside the barn, it's just too cold. I'll do it in the summer and in the springtime, but otherwise not too much. How many generations of cows have you cared for? So probably from calf to cow, 1 generation, if I'm honest. But I've been milking cows since I was 12 years old, so I've milked a lot of generations of cows already. And do cows recognize their moms when they join the main milk herd? I would say no, just because I've seen a couple of cows see their babies that I know of, and there's not really any recognition because we do take the calf away from the mom before there's a chance to really bond. And we do that because if you let them bond for a day or two, it's going to be a lot harder for them to be separated. So I would say they don't recognize each other when they get put back into the barn together. And then some questions about the calves. Do calves get their hooves trimmed? And the answer is no. They don't typically need to get their hooves trimmed unless there's a problem. So if you've got a calf, it doesn't typically need its hooves trimmed. And how often are our calves cleaned? The calf rooms themselves are cleaned when the calves are weaned. So they'll go in there when they're fresh from the uterus and then they'll leave when they're weaned. So each room stays with the same shavings and the same, paneling and stuff for the duration that they're in the room, and we just add more shavings as it goes because shavings are highly absorbent material. It's great bedding. It absorbs the moisture and dries out really quickly, and any manure that gets passed gets mixed in and sort of just becomes part of the shavings and dries up. So they're never on a moist pack of bedding, it's always dry. I found my friend Beyonce here. She came to say hi because she got jealous that I was sitting with Cheetah instead of her. So this next section of questions I'll do has to do with my other animals. So somebody asked, what are my future plans with the goats? The future plans are to grow the herd for now, and then possibly sell some breeding stock once I get a lot going. Do I get to ride on mild winter days? No, I don't. I find it too risky to go out riding in the winter time because I don't have winter shoes on my horses. So if I come across a hidden patch of ice, the horse will probably slide out and I might end up underneath the horse might break its leg. So during the winter they just get a nice long break because I don't think it's worth it to go riding just to risk the horse and its well-being. Do we have any dogs? Yes, we do have dogs. We have some German wire hair pointers. She's going after my paper with questions on it. Yeah. We have German wire hair pointers and my dad uses them for hunting. What has your house bunny destroyed? So for those of you that don't know, I have a house bunny. Her name is Polly Pocket. And she hasn't destroyed anything because I haven't let her out of my sight when I've let her out of the pen, but she does make a pretty fast beeline for the spicy hay or wiring behind the TV. And do I go on trail rides with the horses? Yes, I do. And I will try to make a trail riding video sometime this summer when the weather is nicer so that you guys can come along. So next up and last is the personal questions section of this video. I guess I'm going to start off with, what are your qualifications for this job? And so this always baffles me a little bit because I know that for a lot of veterinary courses and a lot of agricultural courses in universities and other learning institutions where you learn about agricultural stuff, they actually require you to get a set amount of hours for volunteering on an actual dairy farm, whatever their focus is. So My qualification really is my entire life's experience on this dairy farm. I'm almost 26 years old, and I've lived on a dairy farm my entire life, so there are a lot of things that you can learn with experience, like practical experience, that'll help you be really good at your job. For example, I know when I walk past a cow how she's supposed to smell normally. If she smells feverish, I could smell if she's a little bit ketotic, like things like that. You don't learn in a classroom, and you're not going to learn in theory. Those are things that you need to experience. So when my qualifications are questioned, I've lived my entire life on a dairy farm, so I feel that that is more than enough qualification to do this job. Next question is, what are some of the hobbies you enjoy off the farm? Most of my hobbies are really centered around farm stuff, so I don't really get off the farm much. So my hobbies include horseback riding, training calves, playing with the rabbits, raising goats. I do really like to read books, and for a while I used to draw and paint a lot, but not so much anymore because I found a couple of other hobbies. Photography is a really big one. I'm constantly taking pictures of all of my animals and the rabbits. My first camera I got for my 7th birthday, so I've been doing photography for a very long time. So that's almost 19 years now, which is wild to think about. How do you stay educated about new things? I recently, actually, just yesterday, finished an AI course. So to stay updated, really, I just look online and I YouTube things and I go to courses so that I can get certified on new practices and to learn how to better manage the farm and the animals. So it's basically just, if a course pops up, sure, go ahead, take it, and you'll learn a new thing. Favorite cow, calf on the farm? Pumpkin. My favorite cow used to be a cow named Sparkle, but she unfortunately passed away. It'll be 2 years ago this summer. So that was too bad, but Pumpkin is a relative of hers. So it was meant to be that Pumpkin is my new favorite calf. How do you cope / say goodbye to cows when they have to go? This is like a hard one for me to talk about. And my honest answer is I cry. I cry a ton over the animals that have to leave that I'm really attached to. Everybody on the farm will tell you that I'm very, attached to my pets and my animals. And yeah, I cry a lot. And I'm not afraid to say that because I think it's very important to acknowledge that crying is in fact a very natural response to sadness and grief. And it's a way to let go of that emotion, to be able to process it. There's a lot of looking down on and, a huge stigma about talking about crying and emotions and traumatic events that happen on farms. And the stereotypical approach is to be stoic, to be strong, and quite often emotionless. And I feel that that's not an honest or, good way of farming, because in order to treat the animals well, you have to, be a little bit emotional. You have to have some care and compassion for these animals because they do live their whole lives here to provide for us. And at the end of their lives, they, again, provide us with a lot of good resources. So I feel that it's really important to talk about. So that's my take on it. Do you live on the farm? I don't live on the farm. I don't live on the property. I live about 5 minutes away with my boyfriend, which is the answer to another question. We've been living together now in our house for about 1.5 years. So, which is really fun. I like having my own house. I like to decorate it the way I like to, and I really enjoy having things set up the way I like it. Where is your dream holiday? I don't know that I really have a dream holiday. Most of my holidays consist of going to the Netherlands to visit family, so I would say that that's probably the most accurate. My dream holiday is in the Netherlands or somewhere in the mountains. There are a lot of really nice parks here in Canada that I really enjoy going to. I've been to Waterton more than a couple times. It's always a great time. So we've gotten to the end of this video, and like I promised, I said I would tell you guys how you can enter the giveaway, and it's really, really simple. These are the items you can win: a t-shirt and a mug, and the t-shirt is green or gray, like the one I'm wearing. So to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on this video saying what your favorite part of this channel is. So I'm constantly trying to create content that people want to watch and that people enjoy. So if you have a favorite part of my channel, just comment what that is, and then you're entered in the giveaway. And I'm not going to be putting all of the usernames into a giveaway generator. That takes a lot of time, and I'm already spending a lot of time doing a bunch of electronic stuff. So I myself will be picking my favorite one, and that's how I'll pick the winner. I'll read all of the comments, so make sure you make them good. And that will be it for today's video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the animals on the farm and myself, because there were some pretty interesting personal questions in there. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.